9690 693 13 13 32. If you'd like to speak to the Lord Mayor, who is in the studio with me. Lord Mayor, good morning.
Good morning, Neil.
You're a weather expert. What's happening out there?
Another balmy, perfect Melbourne day out there. Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that one. Now, the cyclists want bigger bike paths. I know you're very much with them. Are you going to give them bigger bike paths?
Well, I don't think it's bigger ones. It is safer ones, though. I mean, I'm quite proud that I think when I was first Lord Mayor in 2008, 8% of journeys into the city were by bicycle in the morning peak. It's up around 18%. In some major routes like Royal Parade, it's 25%. And that means there are people who are not in cars or not on overcrowded public transport. But you've got to keep them safe. I don't think it's necessarily wider everywhere.
They want wider.
Well,
some of them.
but I think you just look for the right solutions for the right roads. I mean, we've got limited road space. It has to be shared between trams, cars, cyclists, walkers, the whole lot. So we'll spend about $3 million again this year. We've got nearly 150 kilometres of bike lanes. We're working hard with our neighbours to make sure they're properly integrated. But I think it's not necessarily just width that's going to do it, but it is, what's the best treatment for the roadway to keep people safe. But I would say this, that it's sort of, there's an onus on cyclists as well to say, okay, where these bike paths are provided, that's taken up road space, so really we should be using that. And there are some roads where you'd think twice, and I reckon there are some roads where there should be no-go zones for cyclists. Coming in here this morning, coming along Clarendon Street and then Spencer Street, people cycling along Spencer Street where it's two narrow lanes for traffic. And I know the road rules say they can, but it just doesn't seem safe to me. King Street, why would you cycle along King Street? So if we are to do it to provide safer lanes, I think part of the social contract is to say, use those and allow the cars to flow more freely on the car arterials.
So you get your more bike lanes or wider bike lanes, but in return you accept that you're banned.
Yeah, you accept that there's a no-go area. We already say that in our bike plan. We already have a system that says these are certainly encouraged. These ones we'd ask you to think twice. These ones are actively discouraged. Now, the road rules say they can ride on them, so we don't have the power to do that. But I think we're moving that way to say there are certain preferred routes. And in the end, it's not about car versus pedestrian versus bike versus truck or bus. It's about safety and sharing that roadway. And therefore, I think we've got to have a common sense answer. Not everyone can go everywhere. Cars and motorbikes shouldn't be in bike lanes. And maybe it's time we said there are some roads where bikes, shouldn't go.